Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog type of video. It's been a while, a couple months since I did my last vlog video where I just talk about a bunch of different topics and give some, I guess, channel updates. So I figured, might as well do one. It's Sunday afternoon now. I just I just took a shower. I feel rested. I was actually firing up Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch for the first time. I've had that game for a while. I bought it back when it was, easily available in stock almost a year ago, I want to say. But I haven't really played that game as of, up until recently, pretty much. And man, I have to tell you guys, that game is kicking my butt. I just finished the second world. And I'm trying to obviously set it as a challenging or moderate, or I think intense difficulty. I think level 18 out of 30, which is, it may not sound a lot, but it was really kicking my butt. So just took a shower, and which is why I'm not wearing my Tampa Bay Lightning hat, which I wanted to do that because Stanley Cup champions, baby. It's been a very fun season, or a weird season with the pandemic and all that. But I live near the Tampa Bay area, so we're all very excited that our local team won the Stanley Cup, and we just got into the World Series last night. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Astros to go into the World Series. So we may have another, a professional sports, major sports team, possibly, winning another championship, and the Buccaneers are doing pretty good. So pretty fun to be a sports fan in the Tampa area, but which I've always been. That's something that some of you guys may not know, but I do try to follow professional sports, not religiously like I used to. But I do support the local teams here in the Tampa Bay area, so it's fun when they're doing good. Yeah, today's video, kind of like a tradition for now. Doing my vlog videos, I'm gonna be drinking Sun Lab, which is a pretty tasty beer from a local, state local, I guess, not from the Tampa Bay area, but this is brewed in Miami, Florida. It's as you guys can see, there is a hazy pale ale, very citric taste, pretty cool cover or presentation, if you will. Very light beer, only 4.5% alcohol, so perfect for the warmer weather, which right now here in Florida it's still pretty hot, even though it's getting to the end of October. So I already poured the beer. As you guys can see, it's pretty hazy, as the title or as the label mentioned it. So cheers, and let's get started with the vlog video. As usual, I just want to do like a couple quick shout outs. I was featured once again. I think in my last vlog video I talked about being a guest on the Button Mappers podcast, and once again I was a guest for 2 episodes that have been posted since I made my last vlog video. So thanks again for inviting me. We did a map out for the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Super Mario World, two of my favorite games of all time. So I had a lot of fun, sharing my thoughts and experience with the guys, and make sure you check those videos out if you're interested. There might be something else up ahead. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but make sure you subscribe to the Button Mappers, because they have pretty fun and good content, and just be on the lookout for more fun stuff with them. Also, I just wanted to talk quickly about, as we're nearing the month of November here, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, we're gearing up to a new, I guess, next-gen battle, and I haven't been very vocal about my overall thoughts of next gen, and the reason being is I'm not very excited. I have not placed a pre-order for neither the PlayStation 5 nor the Xbox Series X, even though I'm tempted, because you guys know me. I love new generations. I love modern gaming a lot, but these 2 consoles, for whatever reason, even after they did their presentations and they showed their new games, there's nothing really that excites me a whole lot. Demon Souls is looking great. I love that game. It's one of my favorite PlayStation 3 games. So I'm obviously somewhat excited. It's hard to be excited when there's only like one or two interesting games. The number one thing that kind of excites me about the PlayStation 5, and that might change my mind in getting one close to launch, because at this point I feel like all the pre-orders have already been accounted for. But I do want to say that recently they announced that literally like 99.9% of the PS4 games will work with the PS5. So that to me is a huge deal, because I own a original PS4, meaning that I never actually bought or upgraded to the PS4 Pro. And I did buy, as you guys can see here in the back, or it's hard to point out, but that TV there in the background, it's a 4K TV, a Sony that I bought last Black Friday for a pretty good deal. And I do not have any native 4K consoles except for Stadia, which is a streaming service. So I've been itching to actually have some HDR and 4K fidelity, on my screen. So I think it'll be a very good chance for me to get a PlayStation 5. Supposedly the PS4 games will get upgraded, or depending on the developer, they may release patches that actually up the performance, not only the resolution but also the frame rate and things like that. So I'm pretty excited, since I never owned a PlayStation 4 Pro, to actually, because I do have a huge collection of PS4 games, so I do want to take advantage of that feature of the PS5, and I might get one now close to launch, maybe at launch. Like it's hard to tell. For once, the pre-order situation is looking pretty complicated. And for two, I know it's going to sound a little bit weird, but I'm not a big fan. Like, the more I look at the PS5, the less I am a fan of how it looks. But more importantly, the footprint of the system, I think it's huge. And thankfully, I did some measurements of my entertainment system, and it sounds like it'll fit barely in there, which is good. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of how the system looks. And as you guys can see there in the back, most of my consoles are like black in color, and the PS5 is only white. I know, minor things, first world problems, as they say. But I was hoping they would have a slimmer, more compact console for me to put there on my entertainment center. And then regarding the Xbox, I'm actually excited for it, even though I'm not a huge Xbox guy or fan. And the one that excites me the most is actually the Series S, which is kind of like the lower end version of the console. That will basically deprive me from playing my physical Xbox One copies, but that's fine, because I already played most of those games and completed most of those games anyway. So it'll be basically my Game Pass machine and my digital machine, because I do own a lot of digital Xbox, both 360 and Xbox One games, that I was able to claim over the months and years that I had an Xbox Gold subscription, kind of like PlayStation Plus, where you can claim and then you own those games permanently. As long as you're a member, you can always download them and play them in your system. So I'm thinking about getting an Xbox Series S, the cheap version. I know I'm going to be missing on that full 4K feature, but I think it's going to upscale up to 1440p, which is close to 4K, and it looks good enough for me, at least. I'm not a huge tech person. Otherwise, I would have bought a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X. Previously, if I really wanted to be the like a tech edgy type of person. But I'm definitely looking forward to thinking about my what I'm gonna do, but as of now I don't have anything pre-ordered, and it'll be interesting to see how I resolve when those systems get launched. So let me just look here on my list. I have a cheat sheet here with some topics that I wanted to talk to you guys. Another thing that I kind of feel a little bit let down is the collectibles that Nintendo released recently. I don't know if you guys keep up with this kind of stuff, but with the Mario 35th anniversary recently, they announced obviously the release of Mario 3D All-Stars, the release of that Mario 35 game, which was a digital on the Nintendo Switch. So a bunch of goodies or a bunch of games and software that Nintendo announced for release to celebrate Mario's anniversary, and including were some actual physical goodies that you get by doing a bunch of things. Most of them you have to have enough like coins through the My Nintendo program. And for those of you that have followed my channel, like in the previous years, back in the day, as they say, back in like 2012 or 2013, when Nintendo was still doing their physical rewards via the Club Nintendo system. I don't know if you guys remember, I do have a couple videos up on my channel, but I used to get, I was very into getting those physical rewards. I have a couple of soundtrack CDs that I was able to get through that program, the Zelda Ocarina of Time soundtrack, I believe, the Majora's Mask soundtrack, the Game & Watch, kind of like a super limited edition Game & Watch video game, some couple of Club Nintendo coins, etc. So I was very big into collecting points and gathering those, I guess, physical gifts. So you would think that I would be all over this new Nintendo collectibles reward system, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't know if I'm just getting old or I'm just losing the drive, but I think they released a set of pins, which I'm not gonna lie, they look amazing. But the requirements to get them, you had to do a couple of things, and I just kind of gave up. So I just wanted to kind of like talk about I guess, kind of like the letdown of how, for me at least, it was a little bit difficult to get these things because you had to invest time, you had to do like a couple steps, share in social media, you had to download the Mario Kart mobile game, which I did, and it wasn't very fun. So it's just I don't know if it's getting old or just me kind of giving up on the collectibles part of the hobby. But you guys let me know if you were able to secure those pins. They look beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. And of course, they were sold out immediately. So even if you completed all the steps, you had to be there and do things pretty quickly. And of course, the pins are, if you don't want to go through the trouble, you can always buy them through eBay. But as you guys can imagine, the prices are outrageous and way up there. So unfortunately, I really wanted those pins, and they're going to have a bunch of other rewards. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. But it's definitely one thing that I don't have the same drive or energy as I used to a couple years ago. But it would have been nice to definitely get some of those collectibles, but I was not able to secure them. I know there was a lot of controversy as well with the limited release nature of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. A lot of complaints as well from fans of the series, how Nintendo didn't remaster those games properly, like full-fledged resolution upgrades or 60 frames per second upgrades. I personally would have liked that, but I was content to have all three games, my three games in the Super Mario 3D All-Stars package. My main complaint would be that, in my opinion, they should have included Super Mario Galaxy 2 in there. Having the performance, the 60 frames per second, sure, that's nice, but in my opinion, that was my my biggest gripe with this release, that Mario Galaxy 2 was missing, because I love that game. It has Yoshi in it, and it's pretty fun. The levels are great, so I was a little bit bummed out that game was left out. But I think the biggest controversy was the limited release nature. But I was looking at the sales figures for NPD, and this game sold even better than Mario Odyssey, I think. And I don't know if it's the limited release nature. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a big factor. As we all know, Nintendo, they have a very interesting way of creating this anxiety among collectors, you know. So they are the masters of creating scarcity of their own products, and they're definitely smart, but it worked out for them pretty well because like I said, you know, in the MPD monthly sales, Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection was way up there, and you know, it sold as good as any other mainline 3D Mario game, which was very impressive. And speaking of limited releases, if you guys watch this video, I think Sega is celebrating their 60th anniversary. So if you guys have a Steam account, make sure you check out their curator page, because they have a bunch of free limited, speaking of limited releases, limited free releases that are interesting. They're not full-fledged games, but for example, yesterday they released Streets of Kamurocho, which is basically a Streets of Rage 2 like mod, in which, you know, you have the Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza series, and I believe you can also play as Goro Majima. I downloaded the game, I haven't played it yet, but I think that's hilarious, and that's a great addition. Even though I've heard it's only like one level, that's a little bit disappointing. It would have been nice if it was a little bit more, if the game had a little bit more meat to it. But there's several other like mods or like extra games. Like I forgot what the other ones were, but make sure you check out the Steam curator page, because these games are going to be only available for a very limited time, which again, here we go with that limited availability, but at the very least this one is, you know, free games, so just make sure you claim them if you have a Steam account, which is free to set up anyway. And you know, kind of getting to the end here, just wanted to talk about the good progress I was able to make in beating some games this year, thanks to the pandemic, I guess, which is kind of like, you know, a bad thing. You know, we all know that this thing has been wiping out and claiming a ton of lives around the globe, but you know, if I had to rescue any positive things, was that, you know, I was able to work from home for a couple months, and that gave me more free time, because I do have a pretty hefty commute to and from work. So this year I was able to beat a good number of games, and that's still going. I may hit 50 games, which is unheard of. I don't think since I started my channel I beat 50 games in a year, and I do have some longer games under my belt this year, some RPGs, you know, some of the Ease games, and some of the Trails in the Sky games. So I'm pretty happy, pretty proud of the work I did, of the progress I made in terms of my backlog this year. So that was pretty fun. And then lastly, just the upcoming, I guess, upcoming videos, or just to go back, I guess, to the extra time I had. We're kind of back to normal now at work, so that definitely slowed down my progress in certain games that I was playing at the moment. I'm still trying to aiming to get 100% completion on A Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. I was trying to once and for all beat Disco Elysium. That's another game that's has been lingering there in my backlog. I'm almost done with the game. I just need to concentrate, and so the same thing with Trails in the Sky, the third chapter. I'm about halfway through that game, so hopefully I can beat it in the next few weeks. But the other problem, I guess, you know, going back to things are getting back to normal, which is good. But at the same time, I'm having less time now that I have to drive to work, so I have less time to consume YouTube. So don't be surprised if you guys have a channel and I'm not being as active as I was earlier in the year. There's a reason why, and that's because I have less time in my hands now. So definitely pros and cons of the situation, but definitely 2020 has been a very very interesting year. And finally, I just wanted to talk about the I guess the content, upcoming content. As always, I'm going to do a couple of more impressions videos. That's kind of like a staple in my channel. But I do have to have, I don't have to have, but I will have some Halloween or horror theme impressions videos coming your way, guys. I already bid 2 like horror related games during the month of October, and I'm trying to finish a 3rd one. So hopefully next weekend I'll probably be recording some impressions videos on those games, just to kind of follow the trend. I typically try to at the very least talk about 1 horror related game during the month of October. So I think you guys are gonna get at the very least 2 impressions videos on horror related games, hopefully before the end of the month, kind of to coincide with Halloween, I guess. And then of course I have another, I'm due for a pickups video. I want to do a themed one. I believe I already hinted at that in my last pickup videos video, which was like 2 months ago, or maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But I do want to do a theme one, and you guys will see. I'm waiting on 1 game that's on the way. You know, it's in the mail. So once I receive that game, I'll probably record a pickups video and do the you know, my usual, you know, pickup video, but that in this case will be theme related. And then obviously we're gonna have the Black Friday sales before you know it. And that's a time of the year where I typically pick a good amount of games. So I'll probably do another pickups video before the end of the year, just kind of summarizing my pickups during Black Friday and the holiday season. I do want to go back and do some book overviews videos. I don't know if you guys remember, or if you have been following my channel. I do have a bunch of book overview videos because I do have a lot of gaming literature, if you will. And I have a bunch of books that you know, I just want to share with you guys, and I do enjoy doing those videos. So I'll probably try and record a couple of book overview videos, and also collection videos, which I know those are pretty popular in my channel, and I don't do them as much as I probably should, because they drive a lot of views and draw a lot of new subscribers every time I put them. And I think I only have like 5 or 6 collection videos total in my channel, which is not a whole lot, considering, you know, I've opened my channel back in 2006. So having only 5 or 6 collection videos is not a whole lot. But I do want to do a PS4 collection video just to kind of celebrate the kind of like the end of the life cycle of that system. I think it'll be an interesting one, because I was actually very surprised. I was looking at my shelf, and the amount of PS4 games that I have is actually pretty large. It may rival my PS3. I don't think I have as many PS4 games as I have my PS3 collection, which is my largest. But I was surprised at how many PS4 games I have. So I think it'll be interesting to do a kind of like a final goodbye video to the PlayStation 4 by having a collection video. But I think that's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog. Hopefully you guys have a good week, and I will see you all later. Cheers.